guys, welcome to my channel. I feel like that was a bit too enthusiastic, but I mean, okay. So I don't feel like I clarified in the last video what my channel's all about, but for the time being, my niche would probably like be music reviews, certain music that I don't know what's going on my phone. Anyways, certain music that inspires me, music that's like coupled with like my life experiences, why I like certain music. Basically, I'm just going to be talking about music for the time being, and then maybe I'll go into other things, but that's basically my main focus at the moment. Right, moving on. So this is basically a video speaking about Tame Impala. In the last video I mentioned that I do a love letter to Tame Impala, and this is basically it. So for you guys that don't know, Tame Impala is an Australian psychedelic rock band that basically consists of one member, but not completely. I mean, so Kevin Parker, which is the person that comes up with basically everything that is Tame Impala, he produces, makes the music, plays all the instruments that you hear in the instrumental, and sings. He's the main vocalist. He's the only vocalist of the band. But he tours around with another group called Pawns, which are also his friends. So Pawns, I'll leave a link in the description for those that want to give it a listen. But if you do like Tame Impala, listen to Pawns. They're really good. Okay, so my journey with Tame began when I was in grade 10, and a friend of mine, grade 9? Grade 10? Grade 10, it wasn't grade 10, 2017, grade 10, when a friend of mine introduced me to Same Old Mistakes by Rihanna, which at that time I didn't know was a cover of Tame Impala's New Person, Same Old Mistakes. Fast forward like a month or so, I'm on YouTube, and YouTube comes up with the playlist for you, and I saw there Tame Impala's New Person, Same Old Mistakes, and from that day on I've been hooked. Yeah, and they've just been super duper cool. And I worked, like, for those people who aren't really used to psychedelic rock, I suggest you kind of, like, if you don't find psychedelic rock or like heavy synths and all of that are very palatable, I'd start from currents and then you work backwards. So initially Tame Impala began, and they released an EP. I forgot what the name of that EP was, but I've listened to like a bit of the EP, but not my favorite. But then they released an album, and that album was titled Lonerism. And Lonerism was followed by no, I lie. Getting my facts wrong. In a Speaker was the first album. Yes, it was In a Speaker, which had songs such as lots of people know Elephant as like the popular Tame Impala song, but anyways, it's not my favorite, but I mean, I love the other ones. So let's move. So In a Speaker came out first, and then came Lonerism, and then came Currents. And now, earlier this year, they released The Slow Rush. Imagine, so excited when The Slow Rush came out. But we'll get on to that. So we start with the fact that Kevin Parker himself, in his music, I really just enjoy the fact that he's vulnerable and very open with his music. So the lyrics, the songs on each like album just have a piece of him in it, and the songs themselves reflect that period, like that time period in his life. At the same time, it's very relatable to you. So each album has a basic like focus, well, not really a focus, but like a different I don't know how to say. He basically explores the human psyche, if that makes any sense. So like In a Speaker was I'm not really sure. I think looking in towards yourself, I'm not really sure. But Lonerism, I can tell you, was about loneliness. That I can tell you about. It was so good, guys. Lonerism had... Okay, wait, I'll tell you what. So Lonerism, so these are also my favorite. The first one was Endors-toi, which means like fall asleep. And then the song goes, fall asleep, you'll be fine. And if you've been down in the dumps, sleeping is your best friend. So that one rang very true. And then Apocalypse Dreams. Guys, Apocalypse Dream is the type of song that you play at the beginning of your day if you want your day to go well. Because literally the opening line is, this could be the day that we push through. It could be the day that all our dreams come true. And that's when you know. That's when you know. And it changes, hey? And it's just got such, like, beautiful drums. Like, the drums, I feel like that's the one thing Kevin perfects the most is the drums. The drums in Tame Impala's music, it's different. Or for me, it's different. I haven't really heard like a drum sequence like that, but moving on. So there's Apocalypse Dreams, and there's Music to Walk Home by, again, when you're by yourself. You walk home, when you're walking home by yourself, this is the song you play. It's really got that, like, trippiness to it. Like, I don't even know how to even describe it because I don't have the right vocabulary. Hopefully one day I'll have the proper vocabulary. But I can just tell you now that, guys, Music to Walk Home by Trip right there. It's what a trip. That's all I can say. I love that song. And then Feels Like We Only Go Backwards definitely reflects when you're lonely. There's that moment in life when you kind of just you stop. Like, you feel like you aren't going ahead. Days go by, but you feel like you're stuck in one place, which is basically how I'm also feeling at the moment during this lockdown and quarantine. And I forgot what my words were gonna be. Okay, no, I remember now. So what I was saying is the fact that so basically instead of like progressing as a person, you feel like you're going backwards, and that's basically what most of us are feeling like. We feel like we're not going ahead. It feels like we're only going backwards. Like that's the only like direction that we can go in. Tea break. Anyways, and last but not least, Currents. Currents is all about a breakup. I can just tell you that right now. Okay, but it's more than that. It's about basically the emotions that one feels after, ending something with someone that they love, could be, basically a breakup. It's a awesome breakup album, guys, but it's more than that. That's the problem. It's more than that, but I wish I could delve deeper into it. I'll put up a separate video just on each album so I can explain it properly, do my research, do all of that. But I can just tell you now, Down in the Dumps just broke up with somebody. Currents, bro. Currents. Literally, it's about, because the way that I interpret it, so currents as in you're going with the current, meaning you basically have no control over how you're feeling at the moment, but at the same time currents because it currently just happened. But I feel like the latter was the one that the better description. I don't even know if I'm even looking spastic right now. But anyways, we move. So, eventually. So, eventually just basically means this person and their loved one or their ex, they just hope that both of them will be happy. So the person who, the person who's singing, so Kevin himself, tells the person that they broke up with that, listen, I just hope, I know that I'll be happier and I hope that you'll be happier, but eventually. So at the moment, he does acknowledge the fact that both of them aren't happy, but they will be eventually. They'll be happier even eventually, since the breakup. Because also, being together also could have been the cause of the breakup. What? Anyways, then we move on to Yes, I'm Changing. Yes, I'm Changing basically just means that also after a breakup, you kind of go through the emotions where you're just now I'm changing. I'm a changed person. I won't be the same as I was before, when we were in the relationship. Because also some of us kind of go on a path of rediscovery, changing ourselves, all of that, basic breaking up nonsense, all of that, post-breakup nonsense. So it's just, it's so lovely. But at the same time, it's like one of those songs where if you are upset or you're really sad, it really can get you in the feels. So I also recommend this as if it's sad boy hours. Yes, I'm Changing from the Currents album. Amazing. Then Past Life. Past Life is just a special one on the album. So Past Life, guys, my foot fell asleep. Oh no. Okay. I don't even know if this looks awkward or what, but I'm gonna just roll with it. So past life, he's singing, but at the same time he's speaking. So there's a part where there's this very like bassy baritone, deep voice, robotic voice that kind of just retells, like it's like he just speaks about the day that he saw an ex, or you know, a lover from the past, but like it feels like this person from a past life, you know, with, you know, in regards to, you know, yes, I'm changing, they're a new changed person, but it's like you see a glimpse of this person that you once, you know, that once probably was like your everything, or you someone that you knew a lot, and all of a sudden they've become a stranger. So he basically just kind of speaks and sings about the fact that this person feels like they're from a past life, you know. And I just love it. Like he didn't just tells us about his day, where he's like, yo, I used to go and like I go fetched my laundry on a Tuesday afternoon, and then I just saw them, and you know, it that type of vibe. Like he's genuinely just telling a story, and I just love listening to that particular song when like, you know, like you just want a bit of a narrative type. Anyways, it's new, it's different. I haven't really heard a song said like that before. They probably are, but I mean, his is just special. Let's be honest, it's special. And then last but not least, new person, same old mistakes. Now this, I thought it alluded to the fact that he has changed, you know, he's a new person, but he's still going to make the same old mistakes when it comes to love, you know. But I don't care, I'm in love, and you know, for those who've listened to the song, you know what I'm talking about, you know. So yeah, new person, same old mistakes. Yeah, basically I've become a new person, but I'm probably gonna say make the same old mistakes in prep. New person. Also, it could mean that the person like that you're with now is a new person, but you know that you're going to make the same mistakes as within the last album. Now I'm making sense. But yeah, stay tuned for part 2, where I dedicate the rest of basically this love letter to Tame Impala on the latest album, which came out on the 14th of February. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the Tame Impala channel, so you can listen to the YouTube mix. The album, the full album is on YouTube, so please, no excuses, go and listen to the album. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, leave a comment, you know, maybe some other artists that you want me to cover, you know, review, reaction, all of that stuff. And yeah, you know, other recommendations, people that kind of had that same Tame Impala vibe, please do listen. Link in the description. And if you haven't seen my intro video, I don't even know which way I'm pointing, but it's somewhere on the screen. Thanks. Bye. I'm gonna book out.